Lesson 312. Last one for this chapter, I think. So this lesson is about, really it's the same thing we've been doing, which is adding and subtracting decimals, except they're giving us some options here to use a calculator occasionally. They're throwing in a little more algebra. We can go over those. But anyways, this first problem here, and if I sound funny, it's because I have a cold flu going on. At the track meet, Stephen entered the long jump. His jumps were 2.25 meters, 1.81 meters, and 3.75 meters. What was the total distance Stephen jumped? It says to find decimal sums. You can use properties and mental math, or you can use paper and pencil. So, let's see here. So if we were to add these together, I think there's something you're going to notice. Some of you will notice that there's two of these we could add together that we could just do mentally, and that's the 2.25, 3.75. And so 7/5 is 3/4. This is 1/4, and so 3 and 2 is 5, plus the 1 is going to be 6. So right here, we would use associative property. We rearrange these here and put these in parentheses. 2.25 and 3.75. And add those together, and those would end up being 6. And then 6 plus 1.81, well, that's easy. 6 and 1 is 7, and then plus the 0.81, so it's 7.81. So some of these, if you look at it for a moment, you can just do them in your head, and that's exactly what we did here. We didn't even need to add them up the way they're doing here. So we'd come up with the same answer here, 7.81, and the total distance he's jumped was 7.81 meters. Remember to always label it. Sometimes they don't label it for you, so you need to do that, and if you don't, it would be considered wrong. So, next page. In 1924, almost 100 years ago, William DeHart Hubbard won the gold medal with a long jump of 7.44 meters. In 2000, so, gosh, that would be, let's see, 76 years later, Roman Sharenko, I don't know, won the bronze medal with a jump of 8.31 meters. How much longer was Sharenko's jump than Hubbard's? Well, just do the math here. Pretty simple. Or you could use a calculator. And you could use a calculator to see if you're right in your pen and pencil work here. I suppose I could pull sticks. Miss Nealons, you're up. If you got it right, you got 20 points for your group. And the correct answer is, and remember this is subtraction, not addition, 0.87. Okay, so if you got it right, put up 20 points for your group. So his jump was 0.87 meters, or 0.87 meter longer than Hubbard's. All right. Let's see here. Identify the relationships. Explain why you cannot use the commutative property or associative property to find the difference between two decimals. Well, that's because difference is subtraction. Remember that? When you subtract, you can't change the order. The order or grouping of the numbers. For obvious reasons. 10. 10 subtract 15 is going to be a negative 5. 15 subtracting 10 is a 5. So the order makes a difference. In addition, that's not the case. 10 adding 15 is 25. 15 adding 10 is 25. All right. Find the sum or difference. So make note of that. Addition, subtraction, addition, addition, subtraction, addition, subtraction. All right. You guys could do that one. Turn the page here. Some more of those. Find the sum or difference. You guys can do those. I'll pull some sticks here during class and we can do some spot checks on these. 11 through 18, again, find the sum or difference. We can do one of these together here. If I can find some sticky notes. I thought I had some. Here we go. Use this one. How about number 18? All right, 7.25. And we're adding 0.25 and 1.5. Well, right away I see that there's two here that I can just do mentally. So 7.25 plus 0.25 is going to be 7.5. Okay. And then 7.5 plus 1.5. Again, I can just do that mentally. 0.5 and 0.5 is 1. 1 and 7 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. Okay. So look for some of those where you can use some properties and it would make it a little bit easier to add. Here's another one. Look at number 11 here. You know the 0.3 and the 0.7, that's going to add up to 1. 6 and 7 is 13, plus the 1 is 14. And then we just add 2 more. That's 16, and then 16.98. See how easy that is? Some of these you can just do them in your head. Okay? Algebra. Yay. Okay, cool. So the whole idea is, that I explained to you guys last week, is you want to get n by itself. Okay? So what's happening to the n? It's being subtracted from. So to get n by itself, you do the opposite of what's happening to it. So we're going to add 9.02, add 9.02 on each side of the equation. Whatever you do on one side of the equation, you have to do on the other. Always. Okay? And so what happens to the 9.02? Well, they cancel out. So we're left with just n on this side of the equation. Now all you have to do is add 3.85 and 9.02. Next one. N plus 31.53 equals 62.4. So let me ask you, what is happening to the n? It's being added to by 31.53. So what's the opposite? Remember, you got to do the opposite of what's happening to it. And whatever you do on one side of the equation, you do on the other. So they cancel out, so you're left with n equals, so just add 31.53 to the existing 62.4 and you'll know what n is. All right, this one's a sort of a multi-step. What's happening to the n? It's being added to. So get rid of these. Subtract 9.2. Whatever you do on one side of the equation, you do on the other. And once you solve that, then you're going to have n plus 8.4 equals whatever this is, okay? Then there's one more step. Then you're going to subtract 8.4 equals, and then you'll have what n is. Okay? Hey, good morning. What have we got left here? Okay, let's look at the bottom of page 157. It says Jake needs 7.58 meters of wood to complete a school project. He buys a 2.25 meter plank of wood and a 3.12 meter plank of wood. How many more meters of wood does he need? Well, first off, you need to add these two. And then you're going to see the difference between whatever these add up to and 7.58. So find out what they add up to and then subtract that from 7.58. So I'll put 7.58 and you're going to subtract something, whatever these add up to. 23. Lori needs to find a length of twine 8.5 meters long to mark a row in her garden. Andrew needs a length of twine 7.25 meters long for his row. They have one length of twine that measures this much, 16.27 meters. After they each take their lengths that they need, how much twine will be left? Well, just like we did up above here. Add this, find the difference. You're going to subtract whatever those added up are together. You're going to subtract that from the length of twine, and your answer is what's left. Okay, number 24. Let's see here. So we have a gold, silver, and a bronze winner, men's long jump. Let's see, how much farther did the gold medal winner jump than the silver medal? Okay, we'll find the difference between the two. Subtract one from the other. You're going to subtract, you'll have the gold, and you're going to subtract the silver. And you'll find the difference. You'll find how much further. Number 25. The fourth place competitor's jump measured 8.19 meters. Well, they didn't list that here. So 8.19 meters. Okay. If his jump had been 0.10 meter greater, what medal would he have received? Oh, okay. So you're going to have to add 0.10 to this. So 8.19, and you're adding 0.10. And you'll see how far that is. Hey, guys. And then see which place they would have taken. All right? Let's see here. In the 2004 Olympics, the gold medalist for the men's long jump had a jump of 8.59 meters. How much further did the 2004 gold medalist jump compared to 2008? Well, the 2008 gold medalist is listed up here. All right? So you're going to compare how much further. Well, in other words, you're going to find the difference. You're going to subtraction again. Okay. And then finally, at the supermarket, Carla buys 2.25 pounds of hamburger. She also buys 3.85 pounds of chicken. How many pounds of hamburger and chicken did she buy? Well, it's kind of a no-brainer. Just add them up. So they changed the order here. That's what they're pointing out. Alexander set up his problem as this, and Holly set up her problem as this. Does it matter? Who's correct? Well, does it matter if you add 2 plus 3 or 3 plus 2? No, doesn't matter. Okay? All right, that's it. Kept it to just about 15 minutes, which is usually my goal.